Hi again, folks. In this video, let's take a look at Dylan Strome's career numbers and should we make a pitch for him. Coming up. I know what most of you are thinking, that he's a bust. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. I've seen him play junior and I just don't buy it. I believe some guys start later on in their career and they peak later on. Late bloomers are called, you guys know it. This is not Nylander. It's not Alex Nylander, guys. Calm down. You know, like, if it was Alex Nylander, yeah, I'd agree. I lost my mind. But Dylan Strome is kind of it's kind of a weird story, you know? Like, he showed promise finally a few years ago, and he's regressed again. And I believe under a coach like Granato, things could change. I do believe that. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's do a quick clip of his numbers. Here we go. All right, there you see, look at his numbers in Erie in 2014, 2015. I mean, you know, he had a boom season there, 45 goals, 84 assists. And then before the draft, he had 56 games played, 37 goals, 74 assists, 100, you know, he had 240 points in 124 games, you know, so I can't tell you why his careers went the way it's went, but I can tell you that I'm a believer that he could be a late bloomer. So let's take a look at it. As you see in Arizona, he struggled in the 21 games. I mean, that's kind of a little forgivable, but when you consider it's a few years later, kind of, then you would figure his numbers would start to pick up. And then he went and played in the AHL, and in 50 games, he had 53 points. Came back up, 20 games, 3 goals, 3 assists. Then he goes to Chicago. And his first year there, he does well. I mean, take a look. In 2018-2019, 58 games, 17 goals, 34 assists, 51 points. But then the regression starts again. Take a look. 58 games, 12 goals, 26 assists, 38 points. 40 games, 9 goals, 8 assists, 17 points, and so far this year, 9 games played, 1 goal, 1 assist. And if you look at his career numbers, you know, they're not, I would say, completely terrible, but for a guy that was picked number 3 overall in that 2015 draft, he was expected to do a lot more. He was. We all know that, and I remember in that draft, I was thinking if the Sabres fall out of the Eichel McDavid thing, we're looking at Strome or and I'm going to show you that. So let's look at this clip. Only 2 clips, guys. Okay, here we go. And there you see it. He was picked 3rd overall, right behind McDavid and Eichel, in front of Mitch Marner. It's head scratching. It really is that this can happen to some players that showed so much promise, and you know, it just doesn't make sense. And then, you know, you go down, you got Hanifin, Zacha, and then you got Provorov, who my brother never stops bragging about, Zach Werenski, Timo Meier, and Mikko Rantanen, rounding out the top 10. So if you look at that, none of those guys. Let me just check it as I'm speaking, guys. I'm not going to show you the clip again. I just want to check something. Yeah, none of them are really busts. None of them. None of them are busts. They've all played the NHL. Dylan Strome has always been the guy that, you know, I had a friend that really wanted them to get Strome and not Marner at the time. I remember Strome. He wanted Dylan. He wanted to get this guy. He was a big believer in him, and he's a big Leaf fan, and he was like, God, I really, you know, he was not impressed when they got Marner. He just didn't think, but Marner turned out okay, for sure. So, I don't know. What would you guys be into it if we gave up, let's say, a 2nd rounder? That's it. Just a 2nd round pick. I honestly think we could get this guy for a 2nd rounder right now. Really. They're not going to ask for a 1st rounder. Not now. His value is nothing at this point. I mean, it'd be low risk, and I would love to know what Granato can do with somebody who's underachieved his whole career so far, it's been a frustrating watch with this guy, because I remember a few years ago in Chicago when he started doing well, I was kind of happy. I was like, God, good, finally he's getting on track. It's just one of those things that made no sense. And then again, he's regressing over there. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should we make a stab for him? I think we probably could get him for a second-round pick, really. We give, one of the Vegas second-rounder. We could just go that route. I think that would do it. He's a $3 million cap hit, I believe. $3 million. Yeah, I was checking it before. He's $3 million. And I think his pay this year is 3.25 or 3.5 this year, but his cap hit is 3. So he obviously made less in the beginning, and he's making a bit more now. So we'd probably be able to get, if they could take him off the books, I think for a second rounder, I think they would do it. Tell me what you guys think. And, the shout out. I better give the shout out on this one before I forget. Shout out goes to a David Ridley. He asked me to do this. David, I got that other video you want me to make. Won't be tonight, but I wanted to do the Dylan Strome one first because it's a talking video. It's a lot simpler to make. The UFAs one you asked me. I've got it marked down. We'll get to that eventually. So guys, yes or no? I would be for it. I'm always in for bringing new blood into the system, and let's face it, I believe he's RFA next year. So the risks are low, really. The risks are low if we brought him in, and you just never know. He might come into our environment and really flourish. He might, under Granato. I'm always thinking under Granato now. That's a good sign, eh? We have a coach that you believe in that can make young kids better. He's one of them. All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. You have a great night. I'm done for the evening. I'm walking my dog, and it's bedtime for this old guy. See you then.